What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, we are taking a look at the S&P 500, the traditional stock market. I'm going to explain why we could see slightly lower levels before we potentially see a reversal here on the S&P. We're taking a look at Bitcoin on the 1 hourly, currently dipping. While I'm recording this video yesterday in the live stream, we absolutely nailed this tiny little scalp here from this pump, this descending wedge. We pumped all the way up here just to the 42.7k levels. These were the levels that we were talking yesterday on the live stream. I took profits just here when we were hitting this major wick resistance, as you can see on the chart. We're going to analyze the situation to see what is going to happen to Bitcoin in the next coming hours. We're also taking a look at Matic network because I think Matic is forming a huge ascending accumulation cylinder and will be breaking all-time highs in the next coming weeks, but we could see some lower levels. We'll be taking a look at Matic here, and also Metis TA, guys. Metis has hit a huge support here, getting a nice bounce. I do think that Metis is poised to nice correction also in the next coming days before we actually break the all-time highs, and I'm going to explain why in this episode. Make sure to stay tuned. Hello there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe daily to on Bitcoin crypto, also to live stream to connect with the community. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything that I say, guys. This is the S&P 500, and we can just zoom out here on the 4 hourly. And like I mentioned yesterday, there was a harmonic pattern here, a butterfly pattern. This is why we currently got rejected right over here. Okay, if you take a look at the daily chart, it's better just to zoom in here on this. And we basically had a butterfly pattern right over there where we did get heavily resistance and came all the way down to the X and the B right over here, which is the center part. And we are slightly below it. Now, the reason why I think the S&P 500 can come below slightly lower levels because one of the other targets from the butterfly bearish pattern is from the Fibonacci retracement from the A here to the highs. You could actually come all the way down to the golden pocket, the 61% levels. And here we do have a major resistance. I'm just going to explain why. Let me just zoom in here on the 1 hourly chart. And I'm going to show you why here. Let's go to the 4 hourly. We don't need to zoom in that much here. Let's go to the 30-minute actually. Let's zoom in here as much as we can because basically, as you can see on the S&P 500, we did lose this major level here that we did get heavily resistance. This was back in November and December, as you can see, trying to get above here the 4,730 points approximately. Now, what has happened right over here is that we did have, that massive drop here just on the 5th of January, just when we had the Federal Reserve, announcing that they're gonna, put interest rates up very fast, right? But this is not going to happen, in my opinion, anytime soon. It might be, somewhere around Q2 of 2022. It's not going to be in the next coming months, in my personal opinion. Now, if we take a look at, from the low to the high, as you can see right here, we are basically just at the 50% Fibonacci retracement. This is where we are currently getting supported. I do believe so that this might continue to the downside to the 62% levels. All right, and this is just my analysis. The one of the reasons why is because of the bearish butterfly pattern. We could slightly come down to lower levels to this $4,630 range where we could potentially bottom out and then continue to the upside. Now, why is there such a major level here on the S&P 500? Because we do have a pretty solid consolidation, as you can see here on the chart, right? Just right over here. This was on the 22nd of December. We do have a pretty nice consolidation, and this is where we currently could get a pretty nice bounce around that level. Okay, so yeah, we got this nice consolidation. We got the golden pocket from this pump, so I do see us slightly having that small volatility before we potentially reverse. So I think a lot of people are getting bullish a little bit too soon here, and we can see some slightly lower levels. We'll analyze this maybe in a live stream that I'll be doing afterwards, so make sure to subscribe to the channel for the potential live stream. Now, taking a look at Bitcoin yesterday, we absolutely nailed this target. All right, we were talking in between $42.5 and $43,000. I entered a small scalp here on the live stream yesterday because I liked this low over here, not managing to break this low. getting a nice reversal with this pump with some decent volume. We also had some bullish divergence on the 1 hourly chart. Let me just go to the 1 hourly. We had some pretty solid bullish divergence where the RSI was creating higher lows, as you can see, and the price action was creating lower lows right over there. So that turned out to work out pretty nicely. Doing the analysis on the 15-minute chart, we were talking about, this nice wick right there with volume. It was basically a confirmation for me to enter a scalp long, and we were basically heading to perfection that golden pocket right there for a nice leg up. Okay, so this was a first wave, then a consolidation. We were looking for that second wave to hit approximately, that 0.23 also, which is the one target. Okay, the minus 0.23 right there. It's one of the first targets, okay, on the Fibonacci when you break the high. And also we did have that major wick here. It was a good area to just take profits on that scalp position. So yeah, that turned out pretty well yesterday on the scalp on the live stream yesterday. And why I think we could see lower levels, we are basically just below here this major cluster of volume profile. It looks like that we are failing to continue to higher levels, and we might continue to the downside to retest here the low 40k range in the next coming hours. It is very possible, guys. I would say that this is a no trading zone. We don't really know here. I just did a short-term scalp. I was pretty confident in that trade, but now we basically do not know if we are going to continue to the upside, and if we do start breaking these levels, it will be looking pretty good for long positions. But for short positions, I think there's just going to be a lot of volatility. We're not going to successfully break down this area, in my opinion. Very solid level, the low 40k levels, as everyone is saying, right? You can see all different YouTubers talking about the 40k level support. I think there's just going to be a lot of volatility around that range. And for experienced traders, down below in the description, you got the best bonus available for Bybit, Femix, and also Prime XBT, guys. This is another way to help the channel because I get a small commission, but you get the best bonus available. Now going here, jumping into Matic, just to keep it simple, it looks like Matic, it doesn't look like it wants to stop anytime soon. This right over here is reminding me as an accumulation, cylinder, ascending cylinder, all right? And it just doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon, especially when you're banging at the resistance of the all-time high, right? You're banging, you have the rejection, and you're basically making very solid higher lows here. It's very likely at some point in the next coming weeks that Matic is going to hold, the $1.80, $2 range, which is, the support from these higher lows, right? You still could see some volatility to the downside, but this is a very sustainable growth. There's no parabolic moves. When you do parabolic moves, it's very likely you will come down very fast, but there's no reason for Matic here to come down fast because the growth for the last several months has been very sustainable, as you can see on the chart. So very likely, in my opinion, by looking at this chart, that we are just going to bang at some point at this resistance until we break it. And you know the deal, when you break all-time highs, you enter to price discovery, the price action can get pretty parabolic. And if we take a look at the fib levels, okay, the expansion right over here, if we take a look at the highs, all-time highs to the lows here from this massive accumulation zone, right? From this massive accumulation zone, once we break it, we do have some fib expansion targets, okay, being one of the most conservatives here, the 1.6, which would be $4.12 approximately, where we might be getting some kind of resistance, but I do see us coming all the way up to the 3.6 Fibonacci expansion here, which would be $8.40 approximately, and this could be the all-time high, the peak of the Matic run that is potentially going to come in the next coming months. All right, this is not going to be in January or February. It might, but I think we're going to give it a couple of months potentially to hit those levels. Right, this is just looking here at these. This is a little bit speculative, guys, but I strongly believe there's a huge amount of projects being built on the Polygon Matic, And I think it's going to grow. Layer 1 and Layer 2, especially for Ethereum, are going to do absolutely great. And this is why I'm invested heavily also on Metis, all right? I think Metis is going to have a rejection from this current level. Now, we do not have Metis on TradingView. This is why I'm looking at here directly on gate.io. But something fascinating that we did talk about on Metis is, you know, if we take a look at the fib expansion levels from the highs, this was mentioned about a week ago when we were starting to drop here. We talked about, you know, the 1.6, okay, golden ratio right there. Once we broke the highs, we went directly to the 1.6, okay, $156. We got a massive consolidation right there. And on this retracement, we basically touched it almost to the dollar. As you can see, getting support, okay? A lot of these assets like to come back down to the 1.6 and get a massive bounce from there. It's absolutely incredible. This will, it really does work like magic sometimes. Now, I do think that we are going to enter a longer consolidation here. We are basically getting rejected right here on Polygon on the golden pocket from the highs to the lows. Yeah, basically we are just getting rejected at that golden pocket ratio. So it's I think it's very likely that we are going to see some type of you know, pullback here. We're maybe going to create a higher low, or maybe going to create a bottom here at the 1.6 Fibonacci golden ratio. I don't really care. This is a long-term hodl. I think it's a good area to accumulate at the low $150. This is what I got for today's episode, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Might be doing a live stream. As I said, I think layer 2s on the Ethereum are going to absolutely explode. This is a baby. You know, even if this reaches half of Polygon Matic's market capitalization, I think it's about a 40x or something like that, or 50x from its current price. No, that is actually less. It should be around about 40x, maybe slightly less than that, guys. So huge potential in this crypto, in my opinion. And yeah, thank you guys. Make sure to subscribe. Check out Bitcoinsensus website. You got the latest news and technical analysis here, technical analysis ideas. Check it out, guys. Link is down below. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.